What's up, everybody? I was not setting out on making another video tonight. However, I got this inspiration to upgrade my fog lamps after putting in those LED bulbs and finding that the output was just essentially horrible. I'm used to better lighting. I'm a lighting guy, like I said. I do headlight retrofits and all kinds of stuff. So one cool thing about Volvo lights is they make them very accessible from the back, from whatever, to get inside and do all kinds of stuff. And it looks like the fog lamps by design are the same. Now, for a while, I had a 2012, actually I had two 2012 Chrysler 200s, and they use a very specific fog lamp. This is a Morimoto LED projector upgraded version. But the original car uses like halogen regular projector fog lamps. I bought these because the particular one that I had didn't come with fog lamps, so I was going to put these in and just automatically have better fog lamps than came from the factory. However, this whole mounting bracket is removable with 2 screws in the back, and then I just have the little projector itself, which is very short and maybe 2 inches across, 1.5 inches, whatever. The way that these fog lamp housings are, if you look, that reflector in there is bigger than the projector itself. So if you pick up what I'm putting down, I'm gonna cut the reflector of these fog lamps, slide these in there, get them aimed well, JB weld them in place, and then I'll have projector fog lamps in OEM Volvo housings. I don't know how doable it is. I have to take them out. I have removed the bumper, which is pretty easy. I saw a video on how to do it on YouTube, as you guys can too, so I'm not going to show you that, but I am going to show you how to retrofit these fog lamps into OEM fog lamps, potentially. So come along with me. Don't mind my messy workstation. This is the front of the OEM fog lamp housing, and again, you see that center piece. I could probably take this out completely. This is the fog lamp in question that I'm going to cut a big enough hole for and slide it in. Slide it in like so. So the first step is going to be to try to separate this actual reflector part from the housing itself. Okay, so that was super simple. Basically, all I had to do was pry these 2 ends out of here and pop went the weasel. So this is held, this keeps moisture out with this seal that goes around, but it's a completely separate piece from this. So this is perfect. So now all I have to do is measure, take a Dremel this out, and slide the other one in. This is going to be such a great retrofit. So now I am going to unscrew the bracket here from the back of the fog lamps. And there you have it. Look how small that is, right? It's too small to put in here by itself. I am just not doing well with the camera angles tonight. I'm so excited to do this. I really don't care about recording it, honestly, but that's what it's going to look like. Dremel is coming out. I'm not wasting any time. All right, so I have the Dremel, and I'm going to start by cutting just this centerpiece out, and then which will take this bulb reflector or holder or whatever you want to call it part out as well, and then I'll measure and just make it bigger and bigger until the fog lamp slides right on in. All right, so now I've got this centerpiece out, which is the bulb holder for the H1 bulb that goes in there from the factory. So now we have a nice center bore, and we're just going to make it big enough for this to slide right in. All right, I got plastic all over me because I've been dremeling this thing, but look at where I'm at now. And mind you, this is very, very crude measurements that I've been doing to make this happen, but it looks to be, so if you look at this, the cross hatch design in the back there, I did my best to line the screws up with the pegs on either end of the plastic here. And I did my best to make that line in the middle go completely straight up and down. I also cut out a notch in the bottom there for the wire. I JB welded it into place, so I'm gonna let it sit there for a little bit before I start test fitting it. All that's left to do now is just pop this back into the housing and put it on the car and test it out and see how it looks. It's literally maybe been an hour since I started this project, and this is how I thought it might go this quickly. I still have to get JB weld in those little nooks and crannies, and if you could see through those fins, it's open going inside. So I probably am going to put a dust cap over the back of this, but just to test fit it, this JB should be dry enough that popping this back into the housing shouldn't move the projector from the way I have it aimed in there. I have the compressed air hooked up. I'm gonna blow this out from all the dust and stuff real quick. Okay, so I put the seal back around the edge. Now it's time to slide this back into the housing. And look at that. How awesome does that look? Oh, this is gonna be so freaking cool. Wait till I put this on. I'm doing it right now, I'm not even waiting. Okay, everybody, here we are. This is the moment of truth. I have the projector in the driver's side OEM fog lamp housing. I have the original reflector in the passenger housing. I forgot to mention, and I should have mentioned this from the get-go, but the fog lamps are Morimoto XB fog lamps. Here we go. Look at that. That's nice. It is white, but again, it's going to be a much better beam. And in the video, the yellow looks as bright as the Morimoto, but give it a couple minutes. Give it a minute. It'll wash itself out. Oh, that's nice, man. Again, I know this looks brighter in the video, but that's only because the footprint of this bulb is so thin. And these will look even better with new fog lamp housings, because the lenses on these are pretty tarred and feathered. But you see, look, the yellow one is already becoming obsolete here as it burns itself out a little bit. Look at that though. And that fog is actually aimed pretty low, so I'm going to aim it up now to match the passenger side. This was a very impromptu modification. I thought about doing it 20 minutes before I actually started doing it, and came over here and I got that side done. This is going to be great. And anybody who is a car person and watches car YouTube channels might know who Burn On Cars is. He does a lot of X90 videos. He has a lot of videos on various cars. I'm going to be purchasing his OEM HID projector headlights, which my car came with from the factory, but the previous owner changed out. I'm going to be purchasing them from him for a good price. So these lights, these LEDs, are going to complement those HID headlights very well. And I might even retrofit those headlights because I have really good HID projectors called G5 BRTs that I'm probably going to swap those original projectors out for in those housings. So the lighting on this thing is going to be really cool really soon. And look at it, it's getting there already. And now you can see that yellow is so insignificant. These Morimotos are nice. And this is the passenger side all done. I'm just waiting for the JB weld to harden a little bit more before I blow it out with air. And then I blow the housing out with air and clean up the lens a little bit. And then, actually I'm gonna clean up the lens first. And then, oh, look at the spider. Put it together, put it on the car, wire up the 9006 plugs, and then I'll have both sides done tonight. All right, and this is the passenger side. Again, the lens is pitted and stuff from years of getting hit with rocks and whatever else, whatever other road debris. And again, I do need to JB weld this a little more thoroughly, but you can see that the fins go through, so either way I'm going to put a dust cap on the back of this. But this is the passenger side now, so I'm going to put this one on, wire up the 9006 plugs, and bada boom, bada bing. So I finished the passenger side, and there's the driver's side. Wow, that is so much better than the halogens that came with the car. I like that a lot. That looks OEM too. That looks like the car came that way. I love a good retrofit, man.